Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multi-dimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Empower Me Show. My name is Pam Bright, and I'm your host for this program. I'm so glad that you tuned in once again. There are some of you who have been with me since 2021 when we first started this program. So this is awesome that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. I am here with my dear new friend, Angie. Angie, hi. How are you, my dear?
I am wonderful.
I'm glad. Awesome. So Angie is as I said, my new dear friend, and she is a law of attraction coach, an energy healer, a spiritual light worker. Her list probably goes on and on and on and on, as most of us who do this work have, which is awesome because we are expanding as a collective grouping of light workers, and we're here to serve you in this time together. So Angie, welcome to the show. And I would love to hear how you got into this time of working your magic in the world and kind of where you came from, your history a little bit, and why now and why this particular show, the Empower Me Show.
Okay, so I started when I was a child. I was raised in an incredibly strict Christian home. And so I started with religion. And very early on, I felt the spirit. I felt spirit, and I was pretty adept at it at a very young age, though I wasn't aware that I was. And I was very empathic, so I was sensitive as a child. People would ask me to pray over them, and I didn't quite understood that they felt something from me. However, in church, you are very much set up from the get-go to believe that you are lesser than, you are under the par to begin with. So your entire existence is to get yourself to this worthiness stage. So I thought that my whole life. Also this surrendering didn't make sense to me. So, but I still was a very strict Christian. However, through my life, I of course put myself through a million traumatic events of my own doing. I got mixed up in a lot of stupid decisions and tangled in a lot of, events that I should not have been a part of, because of my own doing. And I became incredibly controlling, dominant, obsessive. I used to have OCD really bad, antidepressants, anxiety, the whole bit, counseling. And then, like many of us, when COVID hit, and I believe this was a Gaia event, I had intense migraines for about 30 days, and I had to quit, stop going to work. I was under, having to leave for a while because of the migraines, and I was married at the time, and my whole system was saying, it's time, go, you have to go. So I did. I ended up leaving the marriage and going on my own. And so it was around 2020 that it was just such a small thing. It was my friend that I knew in high school was selling crystals, and they spoke to me. And so once I got a crystal in my hand, I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? So the next logical thing was, I'm going to do, a quick activation of your 7 chakras, not really understanding what that was. And so it was like 10 minutes on YouTube. And that 10 minutes was the most incredible, euphoric, exhilarating, understanding of my own energy and my own power. And once I got a hit of that kind of, this is mine. Oh, this is mine. You know, this is what I was feeling. It's not out there. It's in here. I was hooked. And then from all of that, you know, through the meditation, as you know, when you go within, these gifts, this intuition comes in, these things that I knew I was in the past, but let it go because I gave it up to, well, this isn't mine. This is of God's, of religion. And I realized this is absolutely mine. And I had it from a young age, let it go from smallness and limiting beliefs and brought it all back in. And then once I accepted it and I allowed it, it just came in full force.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that so much.
Yes.
Yes. So many of us that are on the planet now have experienced a time in our lives where we were following a path that wasn't true to who we are now.
Yes.
And the thing that I really feel strongly about is it's important for us not to make it wrong.
It isn't wrong. Oh, no, Christ has a great message.
Mm-hmm.
He has an amazing message, but he said, do as I do. Do not follow me. Do not raise me up and worship me. He said, do as I do. And this is where the message gets lost in the smallness of it. But the message, the community, the love, it is very beneficial. We need it. You know, many people, that's their connection into spirit. And that's the way that they feel anything with it. So I think it's very important.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for echoing that.
Yes.
And something that I learned from my mom, and I learned from her mom, my Grandma Rosie, is my Grandma Rosie and my mom absolutely 100% love Jesus.
Yes.
And love to follow Jesus, love to have Jesus as their savior. There are many people that do, and it is an amazing path.
So does my family. Mm-hmm.
And what I have learned in communication with my own mom is, and it's been rock and roll. It's been a very rocky road with my mother. Mm-hmm. And what I found is when I allowed my mom and I allowed my grandmother to be exactly as they were, not having to change them, not having to fix them, not having to make them wrong, all of a sudden I started being free.
Yes.
And I found a way to have conversations with my mom. My grandmother, not so much, but I talk to my grandmother in spirit now, which is great. We have little communication teas, if you will. And so we do that. But my mom, I'm able to come to my mom and say, Mom, God and I are great. We're in communication. Mm-hmm. And I'm also able to share with my mom, hey, Mom, I just talked to Dad. Dad came to me in my dreams last night, and he gave me a big smile and he said hi. And we're able to have that conversation now, which I would never have been able to do before. Mm-hmm. So as we grow as individuals and as a collective humanity, we are able to access our own truth in more and more ways. And as we open to who we are authentically, there's a tribe waiting to yes. celebrate us and waiting to bring us into the fold of success, of empowerment, of collective unity. All of that energy is available when we open to, yes, I'm ready to know who I really am. Well, so this is a great beginning. This is a great beginning of our show. And what I'd like to do is, I have a sense that you are a person that does meditation, mm-hmm. does grounding. So would you like to do a centering? I usually do a centering at the beginning with Gaia and ask Gaia to assist us in being here now, having us in our bodies and available for the show.
Yes. Can I use source energy?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. It'll just be a few minutes. Sure.
Okay.
So take a deep breath from your diaphragm. In through your nose, out through your mouth. One more. Begin to feel a white ball of energy, of light right above your head. This white ball of light is warm. It is powerful. It is so loving, supportive, and it is source energy, an extension of you. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, watch as this warm ball of light begins to melt over your head, gliding down over your ears, your mouth, your neck, as it's warm blanketing down your shoulders, your elbows, wrists, and fingers. Feel this warm, loving energy glide down your chest, enveloping down your stomach, your hips, your thighs, knees, feeling the warmth of your shins and your ankles and over your feet as you feel this source energy on the balls of your feet going directly down into Mother Gaia. Begin to feel the energizing activity of your ancestral lineage, of Gaia, as she allows us to see the patterns and the vibrations of you and I, how we use them, how they create, and see the power and the information she has to offer. Opening ourselves up, feeling the love and the intuition. Take a final deep grounding breath. And allow yourself to be.
And as we connect in with Gaia, we invite her energy from the core of who she is, our beautiful Earth Mother, to allow her energy from her core. In the center of who she is, there are these beautiful, huge quartz crystals that anchor her into place. And our essence, who we are, what's been considered our golden, are anchored into her. Sometimes they're wound around those crystals. Sometimes they're just adhered to them. However it appears for you is perfect. Just know that as you sense those crystals, they are emanating themselves up into your body system now. So travel that golden of light all the way up through the middle of your fiery core and back up your feet and into your body, feeling that gold coming all the way into every cell, every piece of bone and muscle tissue, all of the blood and the lymph. And allow that light to come into the center of your spine. This is considered your pillar of light. And that light is anchored into the earth as well as to source energy. Source coming from the planets, coming from the sun and the moon, the stars, allowing you to connect also into our trees and our shrubs and our oceans, into the wind, the thunder, the lightning. Every part of the universe is connected to this beautiful light from Gaia and from Source. And as we connect to this beautiful light, we are one with everything that exists. And so we bring all of this beautiful imagery into who we are right now as soul in body. And we anchor it in with this beautiful light language message from the universe. Anasana de da ba ye hu. Anase de ba du ma isa ba ye tumba. Que naya ze naya zumba ye. Anana ye anaye. Ayanaye iya mama inana iya. Ayanaye. And as you anchor all of that into who you are, allow yourself to just release any other excess energies that are in the way of you being here right now. Just invite them to leave. Set them aside for a little bit. You can pick them up later. And as you do that, take a deep breath and just come back to center and open your eyes and come back. And here we are. Welcome back. Thank you, my dear, for that beautiful beginning. And, that's how we work together, folks, right? More and more of us are coming together as a group of light workers to really, really allow all of the yumminess of collaboration and community to work for the benefit of humanity. And so I think that's why we're coming more and more together as a group in various ways, and finding that social media is actually for us.
Yes.
In a big, big way. And of course, because of, everything that is of the world, there tends to be, some light and dark aspects in everything that we do, but really use your discretion when it comes to kind of finding out, where do I fit and how is this all going to work and who do I talk to and which avenue should I go? Am I going to work with TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or, YouTube, or what am I supposed to do? Right.
Or am I going to shout on the mountains?
Yes, exactly.
That way.
Exactly. Am I supposed to be a monk in a cave and meditating all the time, or what am
navigating this electronic navigating social media, especially at this age? It's not fantastically easy.
And it is getting easier.
It is getting easier.
Yeah, that's why we're coming together, folks.
Yeah.
More and more. And you'll find that on this program. If it's your first time tuning in, you will find me having a special guest more often than not now, because I keep getting the message from Spirit. You need to bring people on your show to share with others what they're doing. Like for you, Angie, it's what are you doing to be of service to the planet Earth? So that's the question that I have for you now. What are you doing to be of service to the planet Earth? And what do you feel is your calling, your mission, why you're here in a body?
Let me switch those questions.
Okay.
My calling, my mission, I have only recently in the last few years realized is, but I feel like I knew it. I knew it my whole life. I came in as a Virgo. I'm a teacher in my way of energy. And I have had this amazing channeling experience of my guides bringing me into a place that I know I was from. And so I'm able to connect into it very easily, of people's vibrations, of how their beliefs of start here, and what emanates from them is the translation of what they're feeling in front of them. You know, their reality is coming into fruition from everything that's coming in from their emotional guidance system. And I have a very clear view of what that is, how to break it. I get the light language, the channeled guidance to do healing work with them. And of course, there's counseling. And through this counseling, I'm also able to, just through my guidance, detect instantly, okay, this is what's going on. So I have this great resonance with vibration, frequency, and people's way of creating through the law of attraction. So my goal, my reason for being here is to wake people up to why we came down. We didn't come down to have the world smack us with, you know, situation after situation, and we have to just, you know, fend for ourselves. We came down to create. And because we came down in this world of contrast, we then know what we don't, from what we don't want to what we do want. And I'm here to remind people, we came down to create, to become into, we have this immense well-being in this earth that we have chose to block off because of everything we think we've seen in a perception that happened maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they don't realize they're still creating with that same perception. And I'm here to remind people that is not the way we are supposed to create on this earth. There is so much power we have, and I want to wake people up to that power. That's my mission. That's why I'm here. And that is why I am an actual coach and a spirit energy guide, to help teach people this is within your vibration. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You can't see how creation works and say, I don't think I want that. I would rather to be beaten up every day. You can't unsee it. So I'm here to remind people, to give them this information so that the resonance of it, so that their spirit says, yeah, I remember, and I want to do more.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's great. So when you said that you're a coach, which is awesome, and a law of attraction coach. So how did you, because we all kind of come into our own with it, but for those that are listening that are kind of like, well, how do I know what kind of coach I am? How did you come upon that as a reality? Bobby, I'll be right with you, sweetie. How did you come across that, knowing that law of attraction coach is the niche that you wanted to be in?
Because everything I was getting was vibration of understanding of our creations, of our beliefs, and how our beliefs and what we emanate is producing what's in front of us. And that all this, you know, I could say, oh, I'm a law of vibration coach, but people understand vibration is the attraction. It's the attraction of one great idea that attracts another great idea that attracts another, and that is where it all lies. So it's more of a law of attraction. You know, I could say, oh, it's a law of limiting beliefs, but It's breaking those beliefs, because the attraction of attraction, we can attract negative, 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 or you can build on the positive, and it's all of what you bring in. And that just is the best way to describe how I view and perceive the world.
Of course, of course. So we have Bobby on the line, and Bobby is one of my clients that I've had since the show began. And he calls in mostly every week, which is beautiful. So Bobby, welcome to the show, honey. I'm here with Angie, who is talking to us about the law of attraction and coaching and spirit energy healing work.
Wow. I appreciate you bringing me on. And, I had a little experience today. I hope it's okay if I briefly share it.
Of course.
Today I was doing my work, and all of a sudden I hear, when the AC clicks on, the air conditioner clicks on, and I hear bang, bang, and I smelled smoke, and I thought, my apartment's on fire. So I grabbed my little crossbody bag, I grabbed my phone, get out, call 911 from my watch. The firefighters come out, they check everything out, and one of the board had blown out on the AC, and the landlord comes over, Carolyn. She was a big comfort to me, and who does she happen to have with her but Raphael? I mean, there's several maintenance men, but Raphael was the one who happened to be there. And it was like, and this didn't come to me right away. It was after everything had calmed down, because, I have a relationship with Jesus and stuff like that. And basically what I heard Raphael tell me, and I know Archangel Raphael was there too, as well as Ariel. Basically what he told me was, you can have a relationship with Jesus, and you can have your angels, you can have your guides, you can have your teachers, and it just, it's like, wow, because some people would say, well, you either have a relationship with Jesus or not, and it's never a both and, it seems like. And today I got the message that you can have both, Bobby. It's okay. And it's like, wow. All because of what I thought was a fire in my apartment. I got that message. And I'm wondering if either one of you are getting any confirmation or affirmation or any messages from any of the angels, especially Ariel and Raphael, or, I was just wondering if you guys are getting anything.
So Angie, you, I'm gonna have you start. So anything that you're picking up, can I tell Angie a little bit about you that I know, Bobby?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So Bobby and I have been working together since 2021, and Bobby was activated with light language because he heard my voice on the radio, which was awesome. And Spirit said, "Okay, it's time." So he got activated with that. He's also a Reiki practitioner, and Bobby exists in the world as human, as totally blind. So all of this information, we have been working together, bringing in all of the different guidance for him to be working with. And this is a big deal. Bobby, I know this is a big deal for you. Realizing, oh, you know what? I can have Jesus Christ, my Jesus relationship, and I can have my guides, teachers, and angels at the same time. That's a melding together of all of the different spiritual beliefs that one could have in this lifetime. So that's the piece that I get. And it's really an affirmation that, yes, you're on the right path. So Angie,
Cool.
take it away.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the minute you started talking, I was getting this very same the same message. Your angels, Raphael, they want you to know that you're opening up your perception, you're expanding your beliefs, and to limit on one beautiful, Jesus is beautiful beautiful resonance, beautiful heart, beautiful lessons, but to hold on that one belief is limiting. And to be able to see what the angels want to give you, all the information, all the guidance, all your gifts, there has to be an expansion of mind. And today you are ready for that expansion. So the noise that you heard was just a triggering of your subconscious that caused you to go into that vibration of, this is okay. And you were able to hear that message. And so the fact that you're resonating with it and that it's making such an impact on you tells you that it is true. So I encourage you to really believe, listen to what their messages are and not dismiss it out of any kind of a fear, because it's all of our own personal perception. And that is the resonance that people have with us. And that is how we can spread the message.
I do believe it. I receive it, and I'm glad I was able to share it with people.
We are too.
It's almost like a new birthday for me.
And it won't be the last. It won't be the last, because I promise you, the minute you have a new birthday, a new platform of beliefs, you start to build on that new platform, and pretty soon you're going to have another birthday feeling, and then you're going to build off of those beliefs, because that expansion only attracts more expansion. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you. And I hope Pam will get your information and pass it on to me. And
of course.
Absolutely.
I'd like to keep in touch.
Yes.
Yes.
So so one last thing, Angie, and I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm going to ask you if you have a light language message for Bobby that you'd like to share.
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Oh, shmatara smash smash mala katra prashun tora kanare hare. Such an expansion of spirit. Shandara katara bratana tada taboja kadana stare. Shandara kadara chodono patare kadore stare.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go, sweetheart. So many, many, many people in your life. I told you this quite a while ago, but let me remind you that as you open to who your soul truly is, like your soul is infinite, your soul is abundant, your soul is immortal, your soul lives on forever. The more that you release the old karmic imprints that are stifling who you are, the more that your soul can shine. And as you connect in with these different teachers and leaders and healers that I have on the show, as well as in your life, through whatever means they come in, the more that you say yes to expanding, the more that you will be guided to what energies you're able to integrate and hold in your system. So thank you once again for tuning in, Bobby. And we will have another session tomorrow. And have a blissful day. And I definitely will get you Angie's information. So thanks for tuning in.
Okay.
Thanks for your call.
Thanks. Love you guys.
Have a great day, honey. So there you go, folks. We just had a caller, Bobby from Tampa, Florida. And if you want to receive a message as well or some guidance, you can call in at 1-800-930-2819, and Angie and I would love to hear from you. If you want to call in and get some guidance, have a question, want some healing, really want to just be heard, we are available to you. You can also type in the chat on Transformation Talk Radio if you'd rather do that, and we can receive your information that way. And we'll be right here for you until 1 o'clock Pacific time. So thank you, Angie, for being willing to step in with that. I knew that might be a little bit of a, am I going to do this?
You know, and I do it often. And it's just, it's powerful, and it's an allowance.
Yes,
You know,
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. I just had a sense that is that a newer gift that you've been given, or has it been with you for a while and you just haven't quite?
It has been with me my whole life, and I was raised on a different belief. So again, there's a Christianity belief where it's saying, okay, well, it's just it's how you structure, it's how you say it, you know, is it speaking in tongues or is it light language? And it's very much coming into resonance. You've had this light language all along, and then you've just really limited on where you're able to use it. And I have opened it up. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. And I also was prayed over in the Christian church, and I had already, it's interesting because I had already been touched by spirit with light language at about the same time.
Yes.
As I was opening to where's my people, right? And so I was trying out all these different places to worship, and you know, and found some places that were like, you know what, I love the praise, I love the singing, I love the exuberance of these churches, but somehow the belief system and the religiosity of it wasn't quite the niche that I fit into.
Yes. And that's the problem.
Once again, it doesn't make it wrong.
Right.
And that's something that I really want folks to hear, because I know there are those of you who tune into these programs on Transformation Talk Radio that are really stuck in this place of, but this is what I was told was the right way. And why am I not feeling that brings me joy?
And this is what I really encourage people to do, because now is a time for us to take everything that we have been taught in the past. And I feel like everybody is on the same wavelength. And this is the time for us to take what we've learned in the past and then really come in resonance. Do I still feel this way? The brilliant thing about church is that when everybody's worshiping and when everybody is in the same vibration, it is powerful. There is no denying you feel spirit. You feel it. Now it's coming into resonance and living in the integrity of, what is this spirit I'm feeling? And what do I really feel about this? Should I be judgmental about other people if they're not feeling what I'm feeling? I know what they were told me, but who's they? You know, question that. Who is they that are telling me this? Is it man? And then do I want to just believe what man is saying? Or do I want to go in further and say, what is this crazy energy I'm feeling?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where we come to. This is where I've come in my own journey with growing up in the Lutheran Christian church, which is very different from the Baptist Christian church, which is also different from the Protestant and Methodist Christian church.
Absolutely. And I've been
different from the Foursquare church, right?
Yes.
All these different churches.
And the Assembly of God churches.
Yeah.
And yes. Oh yeah. I've been through the gambit of them all.
Yeah. And so we try and find what works for us.
Yes.
And as we're going along, for myself, I tried all the different ones and had some, you know, great awakenings and great openings and love, and really found that, okay, my spirit, my soul, my heart was really connected. And as I grew and opened even more, I was able to allow and allowing really, really makes a huge difference for everyone. And as you're listening to this, if you're a person who is questioning, if you're a person who is wondering if it's the right path, if you're wondering if you should be, looking at this crystal and knowing that there's energy in there, if that's the right way, then I invite you to take on what they call meditation. And meditation is simply breathing and listening and asking questions. When we ask questions and then we wait for the answer.
We are really trained, very well trained to, if we want happiness, to go outside of ourselves from the get-go, to pray to somebody for their help, to go and buy new clothes, to go and purchase a new couch that we could sit on and feel better about, to go get a new car. We are so trained to go outside for that joy, keeps us completely unawares of our spirit because we're so out there. So meditation has you go within, because as you go within, you get real resonance with your true feelings, because you're no longer actively looking outward, you are having to look inward. And for many, that's the hard part, right? And so when they go inward, they have to start to come with truths, and they have to feel things, and things that they don't want to feel, things that they have been really perfectly happy being in the structure that they have been in. And so it gives an uncomfortable feeling. But I guarantee that the minute you start to go within and you start to feel more, and you feel your spirit, you will know it. You will know it because it is yours.
Yes, yes. Well, and this is something that I have come to find as a truth for myself. As many of you know who have been listening to me for a while, I am a recovering alcoholic addict. And in that there's a 12-step program for pretty much everything these days. And what I found in the 12-step programs is that I could have a relationship with the God of my understanding. That right there was a huge opening for me to get to a place of acceptance. Like, okay, you can have your belief, I can have my belief, she can have her belief, the church can have its belief, and everything is correct. Nothing has to be different. And it's the start.
Yes.
So when I realized that, then I did my journey, my healing work, which I believe is vital to the planet for everyone. Then I was able to come to acceptance of everything that had been with everybody else and myself, and not make anyone else wrong, right? Release the judgment. So now God and I are like this. We are co-creators of life. We are one and the same.
Yes.
And the other thing that I will share with you, for those who are like, but wait, God is omnipotent. God is out there. Oh, but wait, God's in here. So what? How do I do that? That makes my brains hurt. I do both. I pray to God out there. I pray to God wherever God is. And I also listen in here. So it's both. We all
have universal laws. Our chakras are universal laws. Each chakra has a universal law that we are co-creating constantly with the universe. And we know this to be true because we can feel it when we walk into a room. When you walk into a room and there's some weird energy in there, you feel it. And then you can choose, do I want to engage in it? Do I want to be happy and change everybody's energy? Do I want to get mad and get in this weird energy with everybody? The point is you have a choice. And by your perception, that choice is made, that reality is true. And on the same token, you can walk into that same weird energy and you can take a few deep breaths and you can center yourself, and that whole perception changes around you. So you have this control of it. Now that's the immediate. The long term of is you want something. Let's say you want a new car and you look for a new car. So then your energy, and then where energy goes, energy flows, and you're looking and you finally see something, because as you're asking, the universe by law will put it in front of you. As you ask, you will see the fruition of what you're asking in just little tidbits. And in a commercial you look, and a person you talk to, and all of a sudden you're going to see like an ad for the car that you really want, and you're going to start seeing these repetitions of things because you have asked. Now the universe is giving you options. But what we tend to do is see this beautiful option and think, we're going to have to someday next time, and we let that go instead of allowing it to come into our reality, because we deserve it, because this is what we want, because this is what we know that will give us joy, and allowing that to come in. So we can ask, the universe by law will give it, and then it's that allowing it that says, are we worthy? Is this something that I really think I deserve? And what happens if I do get it? How is this going to continue making me feel? And then all those questions come, and that's where we get stuck in the allowance or the receiving of the law of attraction in the universe. But we actually have all this real power that we have.
Absolutely. So, so as those of you who listen to this program know, I get information that comes in just very, very quickly. So I got the information to give you a card from this self-compassion deck. And then we're going to follow that up with what you get from the card. And this card is going to be for the collective. So any of you who are going to listen now or in the future to this program, what is it from this self-compassion deck that this collective humanity is needing at this time for self-compassion, for compassion for the world, for compassion for your neighbor, your friend, your family member, the earth, the health of the planet? What is it that wants to come through for you right now? Okay, and there we go. Something just flipped over, which is perfect. Oh, interesting. Okay. This says flip the ratio. For the rest of your day, notice the number of self-criticisms and the number of compassionate encouragements you give yourself. Set an intention towards shifting the ratio towards compassion. So looking at your belief systems, folks, what are you naturally going towards? Is it judgment or is it compassion? Are you relating to people or are you blaming people? That's what I get from this. So what do you get, Angie, as you heard the card? I can read it again if you want me to.
I get that we are really needing to let go of things that have happened a time ago. Everything is energetic, and yes, there are triggers, there are emotional stasis of an energy that hurts, that is, but the thing is we take ourselves so serious, and we will take something we've done 10 years ago and say, well, I'm bad because I did that, and my whole creation is off of that one little thing. And there is compassion that we have to understand, well, maybe I did that because I felt this, but I don't feel that anymore, so I can now release it and start creating off of my new belief. We are so serious in every little thing that we do that we judge ourselves so harshly. And life is ebb and flow. Life is understanding. Life is knowing where your beliefs are genuine and how you truly feel about them. Because when you start to emanate a belief that's not yours, all this chaotic status comes in. It's the static, that just really mucks things up. And we get stuck, and we're like, well, this is how I believe, and this is how I always believed, and that's just who I am. Well, then we've created off of this for the last 20 years because that's who we are in our mind. But it's so not true, because every day we are evolving. Every day we are a new person. And with that new energy, we can let go and release these old energies and allow this new perception of ourselves to create for our future, giving us the actual desires that we want. So it's the compassion of ourselves, letting ourselves understand that, okay, we did this one situation. We didn't do it well. We'll do it differently next time. And we allow that for ourselves. We allow the evolution and the change.
Yes, yes. And that is definitely compassion for self,
Yes.
is allowing ourselves, and I'll speak for myself, giving myself permission
Yes.
to be human.
Yes.
Like really, like no kidding. Like my human self has been influenced by every other human that's ever lived on the planet.
Yes.
So that's a lot of people. Okay. We're not talking just 7 billion people here right now. We're talking about 10, 20, 30, 50, 5,000 years ago, right? Or more, however long the earth has been alive and humans have been in existence is the amount of time that human imprints have collected on the planet. So each one of us has a part of that, right? So when we talk about global clearing, when we talk about global imprints, when we talk about global healing, that's what many of us are up to now. Is yes, it has to start with the individual, right? I've got to take care of my own stuff first. And as I take care of my own stuff, then I get to hold what I call myself a vision holder. So hold the vision of a healthy, whole, and complete universe. So that gives you permission, that gives Sally permission, that gives Joe permission, that gives the trees permission, the oceans permission to grow, heal, and change.
Yes.
Because of my decision.
And we are all just honestly microorganisms on this God we call Mother Earth. So we feel like, there's many of us, like I said, this whole seriousness about us. We feel like, well, this is our life and it's all about us. When really we are an extension of this experience. Mother Earth is the God here, and it's and she's evolving. She's evolving, and so we are evolving. We're opening up because she's moving into a different vibration. And I believe that a lot of this old judgmental, really limited people are starting to move off the earth and bringing in this new energy. I don't know if you've noticed, but I know I have. These children have a different energy about them. And they are coming in more open and more compassionate and more understanding and more connected than I have ever seen. And it's exciting. So Mother Earth is making her transition. And so we're all transitioning with her. And it's such a huge, exciting time.
Yes, it is.
In this experience.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we have just a few minutes left, and people who are listening to the show would like to know how to contact you and what do they get to experience with you as they connect.
So my business is Universal Restorative Energy, and you can Google that, or Angie at Universal Restorative Energy. So I am a law of attraction coach and a spirit energy guide. So when you work with me, we work through spirit, through your guides, through my guides, to really get into your limiting beliefs. I call on you to be honest with yourself. It is something that is talk therapy is very helpful. However, it seems to be years of trying to understand what, navigating your life and your beliefs. When you're with me, we go straight into, these are the limiting beliefs. This is how we change your perception. And through spirit, and each time that you see me, we connect into your spirit. We connect into something I call the white light vortex. This is a channeled gift I was given to give to others that connects them instantly into their spirit and their energy. And through that, I am able to do healing work once I'm in it. So we go in, we change these beliefs, we shift them through spirit at the end. So each time you leave with me, you leave on a different stepping stone. So it usually takes, not a whole lot of appointments with me for you to begin to understand and to resonate and to connect in. So it's a very life-changing coaching.
Beautiful.
With me. Yes.
Beautiful. So those of you who would like to work with Angie, she's giving you 10% off of your first session with her. And do you work virtually as well as in person?
Both. Yes. I have a beautiful little home I work out of in Everett, Washington. And I also do online. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So those of you who want to find Angie, she is online. You can find her on your screen. You can also connect with me, Pam Bright, at Bright Butterfly Enterprises. You can also go to brightbutterflynetwork.com and find me. And then we can get you that information, or you can connect with Transformation Talk Radio and ask for that information. Hey, who was that guest that Pam had on our show? And we'll get you hooked up with whatever you need. Okay, folks? Because this is the place. This is the place to find tools, techniques, and tips that will assist you on your spiritual journey. And I believe that that's the biggest game in town these days, is how to get hooked up with, hey, I'm a human being and I'm having a spiritual experience and I want to honor both. So this is the way to do that, is to connect in with who you truly are as a spiritual being having a human experience. And I am so glad that you are here with me. It was a fun time with you, Angie.
It was great. Yes, thank you.
I can't wait to get to know you a little further and to have you back if you want to come back. And
I would love that. I would love that. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. So any last words for folks before we end?
To take time to really feel your power and to break that wall of smallness that we all come in here with. For some reason, when we are young, we come in being the superhero. We come in pretending that we are, Wonder Woman. And then around 5, 6, we start to not think we're the superhero, but we start to call out for the superhero. I encourage you to remember what it was like when you felt like you were the superhero, because you were young and you had spirit with you and you did not have the limiting beliefs that life puts on you as you get older. Go back to that state and find yourself again.
Awesome. So all you superheroes out there, you just got your calling out. So have a beautiful week, folks. We love you and know that your life is up to you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.